Sprint like a turtle? The surprisingly speedy snapper.
When you think of a turtle, do you picture a slow-moving creature carrying its home on its back? Well, it's time to flip that image on its shell. Contrary to popular belief, not all turtles are slowpokes. The truth is, some turtles can move pretty fast when they want to, especially in the water. Take the snapping turtle, for instance. While they seem chill when they're hunting or feel threatened, they can snap into action super quick. On land, they might not win races against rabbits, but in the water, they're like the speedy race cars of the turtle world. They can swim up to 15 to 22 miles per hour. That's faster than you walking briskly to catch your bus. Who knew that a creature so commonly associated with slowness could zoom through water at speeds that would make a casual swimmer envious? Next time you see a turtle, just remember that beneath that calm, shell-teared exterior could be the heart of a speedster.
The floating enigma. Can a balloon defy gravity without helium?
What if I told you that right now, somewhere around the world, a balloon is floating without any helium at all? Mind-blowing, right? You don't need fancy gases to make a balloon float up to the sky. Balloons can rise with the power of plain old air, but there's a twist. The air needs to be heated. This is the principle behind hot air balloons. They float because the hot air inside is less dense than cooler air outside. Let's break this down. Everything around us, including air, is made of tiny particles called molecules. When you heat air, these molecules start to move around faster and spread out. That means you've got fewer molecule friends taking up room inside the balloon, making it lighter compared to the colder, crowded air outside. So thanks to some fast-moving warm air, a balloon can rise into the sky as if by magic. But remember, what goes up must come down. Once the air cools, it's back to the ground for our adventurous balloon.
Ice cream conundrum. Can it be hot and cold at the same time?
Imagine digging into a scoop of ice cream and expecting a rush of icy sweetness, but getting a warm sensation instead. Sounds impossible, right? But there is a dessert that does just this. It's called fried ice cream. The outside is hot and crispy while the inside remains creamy and cold. This frosty treat is first frozen solid, then coated with a batter or crumbs and quickly deep-fried, creating a warm shell around a still frozen center. It challenges our usual senses as it's not every day you experience two opposite temperatures in one bite. The magic is all in the contrasting textures and temperatures. So next time you savor an ice-cold dessert, just remember, not all ice cream shivers when it meets the heat.
Can cakes have ears? The strange tale of the talking pastry.
Have you ever heard of a cake that has ears? Sounds like a joke, but in the world of baking, there's a cake called ear cake. Now, before you start imagining a cake with real ears, let me explain. Ear cake is a term used for a bake that has parts which stick out and go a bit crisp, looking a bit like ears. But here's the twist. In some cultures, these crispy bits are considered the best part. They are baked to golden perfection and often have a different texture from the rest of the cake. This unique feature isn't just for taste, it also adds a fun visual element to the cake. So next time someone says they're making ear cake, you won't think they're baking a treat for an elephant. Instead, you'll be in on the secret and maybe even get to try the ears.
Do fish ever fly on planes? The Great Aquarium Airlift.
Did you know that fish can be frequent flyers too? But not in the way you might think. Believe it or not, fish sometimes travel by airplane, and it's not in small numbers either. We're talking about thousands at a time. It sounds fishy, but it's true. This high-flying operation is often done by aquariums and fish farmers who need to transport live fish across long distances quickly. The fish are carefully packed into water-filled containers that provide oxygen and are kept at the right temperature. These special containers are then loaded onto cargo planes. It's like having a flying aquarium. The next time you look up at a plane flying overhead, consider that it might be carrying an entire school of fish going on the trip of their lifetimes. So fish might not have wings, but with a little help from us, they can soar through the skies just like birds, or almost anyway.
When fire meets rainbow, the volcanic lightning phenomenon.
Have you ever imagined a volcano spewing out lightning? It may sound like a fantasy scene,
but it's a real natural phenomenon. This electrifying event is known as volcanic lightning, and it's as mesmerizing as it is terrifying. When a volcano erupts, the intense heat and friction created by the exploding ash and rock particles can generate static electricity. As the plume of volcanic ash rises into the atmosphere, it can trigger lightning bolts that crackle through the darkened sky. These bolts create a spectacular and somewhat spooky light show that contrasts with the fiery lava flow. This incredible display of Earth's raw power can be observed during powerful volcanic eruptions and has been recorded and photographed by awestruck onlookers. So next time you see a volcano in action, keep an eye out for nature's own fireworks. Volcanic lightning combining the elements in a rare showcase of Earth's energy.
Can you imagine a potato powering your room?
Here's a fact that might just turn your understanding of power upside down. Potatoes can produce electricity. It seems like something out of a science fiction story, but it's true. Potatoes contain phosphoric acid, and when they're cut into pieces and inserted with metal, they can generate a small amount of electricity. Scientists discovered that if you boil the potatoes first, their power-producing capabilities increase tenfold. They're not strong enough to light up an entire house, but a boiled potato could potentially power a small LED lamp. So if you ever find yourself in a pinch without batteries, remember, you might just have a potential energy source lying around in your kitchen.
Chocolate rain exists? The sweet phenomenon you won't believe.
Think it never rains chocolate? Think again. In 1672, a French village experienced a chocolate rain. But before you get too excited, it wasn't as tasty as it sounds. This event was caused by a large amount of pollen from nearby cocoa trees mixing with the rain, creating a chocolate-colored downpour. Pollen grains can travel far and wide, and when they come down with rain, they can tint it with their color. So technically, the rain wasn't pure chocolate, but it sure looked that way. While chocolate rains aren't a regular occurrence, this peculiar event shows just how amazing and bizarre nature can be. Even though we might not expect certain foods to fall from the sky, weather phenomena combined with natural elements like pollen can create some sweet surprises.
Alien invaders smaller than a penny? Meet the world's mighty architects.
Imagine if alien spaceships landed on Earth and started building massive structures. That'd be pretty wild, right? Well, there's something similar happening right beneath our feet. And the architects are ants. Yes, ants can build complex networks of tunnels and chambers, some as deep as 8 meters into the Earth. These tiny creatures work together, each carrying particles many times their own body weight, constructing their homes with precision. It's like a bustling city down there, complete with nurseries, food storage areas, and even their own waste disposal systems. What's truly amazing is that the total weight of all the ants on Earth is roughly equal to the weight of all the humans. They're such hard workers that it makes you wonder who the real alien invaders are. These ant metropolises are a reminder that sometimes the smallest beings on our planet are doing some of the biggest and most extraordinary work.
Can dogs understand human emotions?
It's pretty amazing to think that your pet dog might actually be able to understand how you're feeling. When you're happy, they wag their tails and seem to smile along with you. But how do they know? Well, scientists have found that dogs can actually read human emotions. They can tell by looking at our faces. Dogs are one of the few species that can recognize human facial expressions. They use this super skill to figure out if their human friends are happy, sad, or even angry. This might explain why your dog comes to cuddle with you when you're feeling down. They really do know something's up. So next time you're hanging out with your furry buddy, remember that they're not just there for the treats. They might actually be feeling your vibes. How cool is that? Follow me for more fun facts.